Bada boom, realest one in the room. How you doing? I'm a certified G, bona fide stud. You can't teach that. And you are tuned in to IYH.
Hi, this is Isla Dawn, and you're watching In Your House podcast. This is Alexis Littlefoot, the Big Flexer, and this is In Your House.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We as them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Poppers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I'm in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it is Sunday, and I am hanging out here on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all my fellow fathers out there. I've already had a real nice day with my family, and I'm able to come on here and talk to you guys about some wrestling. And I'm hanging out by myself today. That's all right, because we're just going to keep it tight, because I understand with it being a holiday, with it being Father's Day, everybody wants to hang out with their dad. Everybody wants to hang out with their kids. But, of course, I got to do my due diligence and come on here and talk a little professional wrestling. So we just had Smackdown that went down, and honestly I thought Smackdown was a pretty good episode. I'm gonna give some light thoughts about that, and man, I'm gonna hit the chat real quick first, because I got my boy Voice up in there. He says IYH, let's go. He would have been here, but once again, fatherly duties, man, and we most definitely understand it. But once again, going to keep this one tight and just talk a few things pro wrestling that went down on SmackDown. But before we get to that, I didn't get a chance to watch Collision. I know Collision went down last night, but when I woke up this morning and I was checking out everything that was going down, like I went back, I saw that Maya World had defeated Athena. And I was like, oh man, once we do the show on Sunday, I gotta talk about that real quick. And it was met with an immediate beatdown from Athena and Mercedes Moné, who she's gonna go on to face at Forbidden Door, which is insane, because here's the thing. What's really sending me about this whole thing isn't the fact that, like, of course, she's a Cinderella story. She's going to the finals. Once again, Athena's on the back burner, and she's working with Mercedes Moné in some capacity. But to me, it's really crazy, because it's like 7 months ago, Maya World, and this was actually Shawn Ross Sapp posted about this. 7 months ago, Maya World just accepted a filler spot in a buy-in on a pre-show tag match just to lose. And 7 months later, she's freaking on pay-per-view wrestling against Mercedes Moné. That's insane. To me, that's just insane, because that's just an insane level of work, hard work meeting opportunity. I just think that's crazy. So shout out to Maya World. She's going to be wrestling against Mercedes Moné in the finals of the Women's Owen Cup. And that's going to be at AEW Forbidden Door later on this month on the 28th. So that's crazy. That's wild. But let's jump into SmackDown real quick, because there was a couple things on SmackDown. What I'm gonna try to do here is talk to you guys about SmackDown, and then on the other side of the break, I'm gonna give my predictions for Night of Champions. So I got to make sure that when I'm on the break, I gotta get the card up. I don't even have the card up, y'all, but I will though for sure when we go to commercial break. But let's talk about SmackDown though. SmackDown, once again, I thought it was another interesting watch. Things are starting to really cook on SmackDown. In my opinion, this is just me talking. I'm enjoying it. One thing I am really enjoying, first off, man, what a different vibe for SmackDown, for WWE at all, to not only have a WWE Championship match on a SmackDown, but open the show with the WWE Championship match. That felt fresh to me from WWE. I know sometimes you'll have the occasional MJF opening championship match. He's done it before. I think the last time he did it was against Roosh on a Dynamite when he won the championship. But we're talking WWE, and I loved this. I loved the fact that it was Gunther versus Cody. They opened it up with the championship match, and then you have the element of Sami Zayn, who's honestly been fun. I mean, his character has been unhinged. He's been intriguing. Sami Zayn knows how to put himself in those positions to where he can be one of the most intriguing things on the show. We've seen him do it before, and in my opinion, I think he's doing it again. He is going down a path, y'all, a path of delusion with Sami Zayn. But somehow this delusion has worked in his favor because now he's in a championship match at Night of Champions this coming Saturday. That's crazy. He did all the stuff that he did. You know, he screwed over Gunther, who really, Gunther kind of had, why would you handpicked him to be your referee, and now you're pissing him off, and he's already unhinged? Like, Sami Zayn is already like, not right now. Like, he's off kilter, bro. Like, at this point, we need discussions of Sami Zayn wearing those jackets where you're hugging yourself, because that's where we're going with Sami Zayn, and I love it. It's not like a crazy gimmick where it's like corny, where you see it like, oh, I'm the Joker, or I'm the crazy guy, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's really subtle, as in like we're watching him kind of implode. Like, we're watching him go through this thing where he's like, everybody else is not seeing what I'm seeing. Everybody else is, I'm the good guy. Everybody else is wrong, and I don't understand why nobody else sees it. And he's having this descent into madness that is it feels very organic in some ways, where it's like we're watching somebody actively in psychosis. And like, I know we don't want to touch those lines and stuff. And I was literally just having this conversation with my son yesterday. Shout out to Zay. And I was like, we were having a discussion. I think it was about Bailey, and Bailey doing the schizophrenia gimmick, and then them canning it like real quick. Real quick, they canned that. And I was like, he was like, maybe they didn't want to have her being Bailey, portray that on screen. But like, we're kind of lightweight seeing it with Sami in a different way right now, where it's not so on the nose, where we don't have him like in segments, like hearing voices or anything like that, or like seeming like he's schizo. Like, this is all happening in real time. Sami is going down a path of delusion and psychosis, but once again, it seems to be working in his favor. It seems to be working in his favor. I'm talking myself into it. I'm liking the Sami Zayn character right now quite a bit. Let's go ahead and hop in the chat before I talk a little bit more. We got my man, The Voice. He's saying they needed this to push Sami and his crash out. Yes, I agree. I think that this version of Sami Zayn is a version that I want to see right now, because there was a long time where there was Sami on TV and it was not what I was wanting to see. But the story that he's telling, Sami Zayn is one of those guys, he can put on a great match. He's a former Intercontinental Champion, a former United States Champion. He's had great matches with many different competitors in the past. During those reigns, of course, he's main evented a night one of a WrestleMania and become a tag team champion, defeating the Usos with Kevin Owens. He's done some great things in his career. He's showing that he has layers and that he has a way to continue to be relevant and stay on TV, which wrestling is one thing. Being relevant and staying on TV is a completely different thing. We got Anthony Manzano. He says, yo, what is up, brother, man? Thanks for dropping in. He says, with Sami specifically, was there any point in his career where he was in ROH and he played an unhinged bad guy? Not to my knowledge. I remember him playing El Generico, and he was under the hood a lot. There was probably some times where he played heel, but never in this way. Not that I could remember, at least. If I'm wrong on that, definitely somebody can correct me, but not that I could remember. But I'm enjoying his work because Sami was one of those guys when he signed to NXT all those years ago, and I remember watching him as El Generico. I was upset because they took off the mask. They got rid of the El Generico character and put him with the Sami Zayn character, which was fine, at that time. But he wasn't anything more than really like the indie darling work rate guy that's going to do amazing things in the ring. And that's going to be it. There's not really that much layers to him. What we found out later is that Sami is an incredible character who has an incredible amount of charisma and can play different characters and can adopt different roles and still give you great wrestling matches in that time. Sami Zayn is not just a great competitor, he's a great entertainer, and he's showing that again with this resurgence. And who knows? I don't think that they will. But the fact that he's even found himself in a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity is absolutely insane. He's back in there again. And there's something that needs to be spoken about with the fact that not only can he have these great matches, but he can keep finding his way into relevant situations, whether it be his match series with, his frenemy Kevin Owens, or whether it be dethroning the longest reigning tag team champions with Kevin Owens against the Usos, or becoming a pivotal part of the Bloodline storyline like he did, and then having a main event at Elimination Chamber in his homeland against Roman Reigns, or having a significant United States Championship reign with the, bringing back the open challenges. Now he's playing this unhinged character. We can talk about the work rate. We can talk about how great that he is in the ring, but I think there needs to be spoken about Sami Zayn's ability to stay relevant. I think he's extremely underrated when it comes to that attribute, when it comes to that fact. He has a way of keeping himself in the conversation. And yeah, that's the thing. Voice. He says Sami looks like he smells like cat food and cigs. Yeah, he does. But to me, that adds to the aesthetic. That adds to the unhinged character. He's like, when he's walking around being the happy-go-lucky guy that's all homeless looking or whatever, it doesn't fit. The fact that he's homeless looking and crazy, it's perfect. Am I wrong? He's the homeless looking crazy guy that will wrestle your ass off and beat you on any given night. And you know what? I can get behind that because he reminds me of Mick Foley, who can wrestle his ass off times 10. I mean, my God, I'm enjoying this current iteration. We got Fightins in here. He's saying, do you think Sami will ever reach the height he reached with the Bloodline storyline? Ooh, I don't know, Fightins. I don't think so. It's gonna have to be something big because he really popped his shit on that Bloodline storyline and his involvement with it, because there was no reason why he had to be so entertaining and so pivotal to that storyline the way that he was. I mean, it's a great thought, but I just don't know if he will. Sami's been compelling, though. I have thoroughly enjoyed what I'm seeing from him on Smackdown and watching his descent into madness unfold. Another thing that I've really been enjoying, y'all, is the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. And I'm going to start with the men because we had Obafemi win on Monday. He moved on, and now he is awaiting either Jey Uso or or Javon Evans. Well, he need not wonder anymore because we found out after Friday that Jey Uso moved on. And honestly, a pretty good match against Javon Evans. Jey Uso took exception to being called Unk by Javon Evans and went out there and showed him what Unk is all about. He put on a good match, man. I think I got thoughts about Jey for real. I'm about to get into them, but like I thought this match was really good, and I love the fact that Jey showed respect to Javon at the end of it. It was good for Javon to have a decent run. I think that was perfect for him, honestly, that he go out there, he have a decent run in the tournament, and then he have a good match in his last match in the tournament, and then get put over by the guy that would eventually go to the finals, Jey Uso. Jey Uso, man, so he's going on, he's going to face Oba, and I've had a lot of thoughts, and I've been thinking about Jey Uso a lot, and in a way, where he's going to place in this tournament. That's what I mean. And when I think about where he's going to fall in this thing, he's going to be going up against Obafemi, obviously. And a lot of people aren't happy. I mean, I even looked at it and I was like, I don't even know, man. But like, I had to readjust my brain because I'm looking at it the fact that, I mean, let's be honest. Let's be real with ourselves. Let's not look at it in a fan perspective. Let's look at it in a way that we are being honest, that we are being real. We're talking about the business. Right now, Javon Evans is not a top billing championship main event name for a SummerSlam. I get it. We like Javon Evans. He's a great competitor. I love him. I love watching him wrestle. I love his energy. I love what he brings to the table. I love that he appeals to the younger generation. He's next up. He's 22 years old. And I know we all like to say, let's pull that trigger now. Let's make these swings now. I like to say it for sure. But also, man, I got it. When you think about how the business is, the business behind the business, we're talking about a 2-night SummerSlam. We got to sell this thing. We have got to sell this thing. And when I think about selling it, I'm thinking about possibilities of Obafemi versus Roman Reigns. That's huge. Obafemi versus Cody Rhodes. Not as huge, but still huge. Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes. Pretty big. Pretty big. Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns, especially if they pull the trigger and like Jey Uso kind of like flip-flops and flip sides and it's like, hey, I know you told me to go for Cody, but I'm coming for you. There's a story that's there. Oba is locked in because no matter what, he's going to be doing something at SummerSlam. It's either going to be going up against the OTC, going up against QB1, or going up against Brock Lesnar, or it could be both of them. It could be him going up against one of the champions on one night and Brock Lesnar on the other night. That's what we're looking at right now. That's what's on the table right now until it's not on the table anymore. All right? Jey Uso, for better or for worse, and he sees it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say it like this, and you could say what you want about me. I truly don't care. All the Jey Uso hate, it's starting to kind of make me get behind Jey Uso again. I'm not going to lie. Because, like, everybody's so mad about the fact that he's getting these opportunities, that he's, in the finals, that he's here, that he's there, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. He's doing what the script is writing for him. And I don't care what y'all say. I sat up there and watched this man for the last 6 years without his, times with his brother, but a lot of that time without his brother who was dealing with injury. He can tell a story. Jey Uso can sell me a SummerSlam match better than Javon Evans can. I'm going to say it again, and you can feel how you feel. Jey Uso is going to sell a main event SummerSlam match better than Javon Evans right now. That's the truth. That's the truth. I don't know what you want me to say. Like Javon Evans, but Jey Uso is going to sell more tickets to him when it comes to the main event. He's going to contribute to the house. So is Obafemi. He's in that spot too. But I just think the Jey Uso hate is forced. He sees it. He's looking at it on the internet. He's like, yeah, y'all gonna be y'all. It said something along the lines, y'all really gonna be mad when I win the King of the Ring tournament. He sees it. He sees it. He's playing. I like what he's doing right now. He's the baby face in front of the live crowd, the people who mess with him and want to mess with him, and he's healed to the people online that's throwing dirt on his name. And I think that, you know what, that's a good lane to have because we're not in a world where everybody's absolute good. You know, we got to see that human side. I can see that hate that Jey Uso gets, the fact that he confronts it the way that he does, it shows me that it bothers him. And I'm glad that it bothers him because it shows me that Jey Uso is human and he's paying attention to what the people were saying. You don't gotta be bulletproof. Like, that's the thing. Like, as much as I love Roman Reigns, I don't think Roman Reigns is as relatable because Roman Reigns is just win after win after win after win. Roman Reigns is not dealing with any adversity right now. He's got the title. He's waiting in the wins to see who might challenge him at SummerSlam. He's got a leash on Jacob. He's trying to do what he can to bring Solo back to the family. If you notice, like, honestly, Roman Reigns' focus isn't even on champ business, it's on family business. That's what he's focused on when he's on camera right now. You know, Jay, he's in a different little arc right now where it's like he's trying to prove something different. And I like it. There's a chip on their shoulder, on that shoulder of Jey Uso, and it's a good little story that honestly, if what's talked about here in the chat, and let's get to the chat real quick. Fightins, he says, what is the percentage of Brock interfering in the King of the Ring match? I think it's a really good chance. You say 75%, I'd say it's about there. I'd say about 75% is fair, honestly. I think we're gonna see it, and you know, I think we will see it, but I think it'll be after the match. I'll give my thoughts on that a little bit later when I do my predictions. What is up, Glenn? Shout out to you, man. I saw you out there moving around and traveling once again. And then we got Voice out there. He says, but they keep writing the same ending for him, and I've become tired of that story. Well, we're going to see what they're doing. There's a lot of people who are saying they like the fresh coat of paint on the bloodline, and I've also seen other circles saying that they're tired of the bloodline. It's pretty, it's I wouldn't say it's down the middle, but I've definitely been hearing different opinions that they like where the current iteration of the bloodline is going, and the other people were saying it's just recycled. And I don't agree if I don't completely agree that it's recycled. I think they're adding different wrinkles into it, but it's not recycled. They're telling different stories. Remember, they told their whole story. They told their whole story on SmackDown. They're telling it on Monday Night Raw now, and it's crossing shows to Solo. But I mean, I do agree that we can't keep using that as a crutch to gain viewership because what's going to happen when this eventually does at some point end? You know, like we don't know if it's ever going to end. And then we got Fight and Say, he says, yo, happy Father's Day. I meant to say at the top of the show, if you guys are watching this stream right now, I'm your daddy. Happy Father's Day to me. I take gifts, I take money orders, I take checks, I take cash. So go ahead and send me all of it, and say happy Father's Day to your daddy. All right, you come over here and say happy Father's Day. All right. I appreciate it. But all right, let's move on to the Queen of the Ring tournament, and they told a good little story here that I believe is going to continue. Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair, they had a backstage interaction where Charlotte Flair, was met by Jade before she was going out to her match against Liv Morgan. And don't even get me started on the Liv Morgan stuff, but we're gonna get into it. I like the backstage interaction. I like the fact that Jade is like, hey, you wouldn't be in there, you wouldn't be in this spot, if it wasn't for this and this and that and the third, but the fact is Charlotte's in the spot, but she let Charlotte know that she's coming for her, but Charlotte said you might be in a better spot if it wasn't for the fact that your homegirls are not effective. And I was like, ooh, you pretty much say y'all are just useless flunkies. That's what she said. Once again, I know I've said this on the show before on other shows, I love the confidence that Jade Cargill is beginning to build in her promos now that she has Michin and B-Fab around her. And Meechin and B-Fab proved to not be so useless after they put Charlotte down before she went out to the ring for her match and stomped on the previously injured knee of Charlotte Flair. Now, why Jade Cargill was stomping on her knee barefoot, I got no idea. I do not know that. I got no answers, but she was stomping on her knee barefoot for some reason. I don't know why she was barefoot in gorilla position. That's a whole nother thing. But it led to a good story that led to Liv Morgan winning her match. Now, I'm in the demographic of people that are like, I do not understand why Liv Morgan even needs to be here. She has been champion for a while, and she is not defending the championship. And now she is in the Queen of the Ring finals up against Io Sky. Whoa, what are we doing here? Are we really now here's what I do like about it is that whether it's Liv Morgan or Io Sky going up against Rhea Ripley, if Rhea Ripley is cleared to compete, which I don't think we got clear consensus on that, Io Sky and Liv Morgan both have extensive history with Rhea Ripley. So if Rhea's good to go, if she's good to if she's good to wrestle at SummerSlam, there's a built-in story with both these women. So really, like, even with the stuff with Liv that we don't like with her being a champion, not defending the current championship that she has, and now trying to go for more gold and more accolades on the SmackDown side of things, when she's neglecting her duties on Raw, I get it. I feel that. But for a second, we got to put that aside because there's a built-in story with Rhea Ripley. These two have had, betrayal, injuries, insults, everything. It's all been in there. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Rhea cannot beat Io Sky. That's that story. So really, like, in that case, there's no wrong answer for either one of them. But I like the story that they told where, it was the knee that ultimately ended Charlotte Flair. And then, man, big points scored for me from Liv Morgan because she won the match with a single leg crab, like a single leg Boston crab. It was great. And then the wrench back, pulling back on it, and the smile on her face because she was causing pain to Charlotte and realized that Charlotte had tapped out. How often do you see Charlotte Flair tap out? I'm waiting. I don't know her to tap out like that. That was a big win for Liv Morgan. Even with storyline injury, was a big win. She tapped out Charlotte Flair with a single leg Boston Crab. I loved it. That was great. That was epic. Man, it was. This is what we're moving towards. So now we're moving in the finals here of the Queen and King of the Ring tournament. For the King of the Ring tournament, we have Obafemi going up against Jey Uso. And that's going to be at Night of Champions. Also at Night of Champions is going to be Io Sky and Liv Morgan. And winner of these matches will face either champion of their respective division at SummerSlam. So a lot on the line, a lot moving. Once again, I know there's been some slow episodes, but I think that things are leading up and there's some cool stuff happening right now with SmackDown. Honestly, hell, you got Ricky Saints, who I was like, what are we doing with Ricky Saints? But honestly, I kind of called this one. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I hate to pat myself on the back, but I'm going to, like Barry Horowitz, I'm gonna pat myself on the back because I called it. I said I think Ricky Saints is going to win and face Trick Williams at Night of Champions because they want to save Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes for SummerSlam. I said it. You can check out the old episodes. I said that I think that's what's going to happen, and we're leading up into that. But Ricky Saints is now, I think he's got a better light on him right now because he's starting to pick up wins, and now he's going to be on his first PLE. When just a few weeks ago, I was like, man, this guy is dead in the water. They're screwing this guy over. Now he's wrestling on a PLE. That's how quick things can change. That's how quick things can change in the world of wrestling. You could be getting shitted on for 3 weeks. You could be losing back-to-back matches. You could be getting backhand slapped by Trick Williams, and then 2 weeks later, you find yourself in a PLE situation. Hey, get it how you live, dog. You're going to be wrestling inside. He's going to get a big payday. Like, no matter what I said about Ricky Saints in the past, it doesn't matter. Because I'm shut up. He shut me up. Because guess what? He's wrestling for the United States Championship at a PLE in Saudi Arabia. He's getting a big-ass payday, wrestling in a significant match. I'm going to shut up. You shut me up, Ricky Saints. That's all I can say. Congratulations, and go. I hope you have a great match with Trick Williams. I don't think you're going to win, but I hope you have a great match and show out and just enjoy the trip. Like, it's great for him, man. Everything I said, all that stuff about, man, they're killing this guy. They're destroying this guy. He might want to think about leaving the company. None of that. All irrelevant. None of that matters. He's wrestling on a PLE in Saudi Arabia getting paid. Boom. And I'm sitting here. What can I say? Like, I got to keep it real. I have to keep it real. Shout out to him. It all worked out. And it's all going to, I hope it continues to work out, for sure. I enjoy it. SmackDown's been good, man. It's been good. It's been good. So, all right. I talked enough about SmackDown. I talked enough about this and that and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys watched with me. But I'm going to take a commercial break. We're going to pay a few bills here and hit that break. And I got to make sure I get the card up, because on the other side of the break, I'm going to be talking some predictions for Night of Champions. I got a little bit of news too to talk about as far as some content. We're going to be expanding a little bit of content. I'm going to be talking about that and so much more on the other side of this break.
Hello everyone, it's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Welcome to the Brainbuster T-shirt website where your favorite podcast team in your house lives. Look at all these fantastic options you have.
If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You wanna be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster Tees is where YH live. Brainbuster Tees is where YH live.
Hey guys, it's the executive producer of the In Your House podcast, Alakan the Con Man House, here to tell you on this commercial break to like and subscribe to In Your House on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at the In Your House Wrestling Podcast. Subscribe on Twitch at Team IYH. And remember to follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And leave a review and 5-star rating. We thank you for your continued support. It all helps for us to stay charted and continue to give you that work. Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House, and I'm chilling and vibing. I'm all by myself, but it's okay though, because Listen, I'm having a blast. I am not completely by myself because I got you guys out there in the household kicking it with me. I'm enjoying this Father's Day. I picked up UFC 6 and I just been having fun. I got a fun afternoon planned with some video games and my family, and we're just gonna be kicking it, eating some food, and then we gotta get ready for the week ahead. But listen, only reason I'm able to get ready for it is because of Goalie Nutrition. You can get your wellness journey started too with the apple cider vinegar gummies or the matcha mind gummies or the ashwagandha gummies if you just want to chill and relax and get ready and get prepared for your week. All you got to do is go to goalie.com. We can help you out. All you got to do is enter promo code IYH, get a 10% discount. Let them know that In Your House sent you, and check out everything we're doing on Facebook Live, on YouTube, on Twitch. Hey, we're on IG and also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Pop us in your ears. You can listen to us on your ride to work, or maybe you are working and listen to what we're doing. But let's go ahead and hop into the Night of Champions predictions. And I'm tasked to do this alone. And it's, man, I got to tell you guys, this is a good card. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I think the card's good. They did a good job. And we're going to talk about that. Voice, I see you there. We'll talk about that. But this is a good card, man. I love how they put this together because we have a United States Championship match. We have a Women's United States Championship match, which I think this is the first time both the United States Championships have been defended on the same PLE. Both on together on the same PLE, and it's happening outside of United States territory. Wild, but that's what it is, though. That's what it is. So we got two mid-card championship matches. We got a cage match. We got a triple threat undisputed WWE Championship match, and then we have two tournament finals matches. That's a good card, man. I mean, it don't matter how you shake it. Might be some stuff that you don't like. There might be you might not like the fact that it's Liv Morgan in the finals and she's got the championship. Maybe you're not happy about Jey Uso defeating Javon Evans. Maybe you're not happy about Trick Williams going up against Ricky Saints and it not being his other opponent there. It might not be him, but you might not love the fact that it's Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill for the United States Championship. There could be things that you're not happy about, but all in all, this is a good card. And I know when I was talking about Carmelo Hayes, I know that people want to see Trick Williams go up against Carmelo Hayes. I get it, but I just really believe that they're holding that off until SummerSlam. I think it makes more sense to do it there. So I like the fact that Ricky Saints gets this opportunity. It's somebody fresh in the United States Championship scene that's getting the opportunity at a PLE. It works out. Once again, already talked about it. But once again, there could be some things that you don't like. But also, this is a good card. And I'm gonna do my best to give my predictions here. I'm going to start with Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill, one-on-one for the Women's United States Championship. This one's actually a little hard because Tiffany has really not held that title that long, and Jade really just lost the Women's Championship, and it feels weird that she wants that title so soon. Also, Jade is locked into something with Charlotte Flair. Charlotte's going to want her payback. Maybe we see her get her payback at Night of Champions and screw over Jade Cargill. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Tiffany Stratton to retain the championship with some assistance from Charlotte Flair. I could definitely see that happening. I think we will see the rest of the baddies in the mix, Michin and B-Fab. But I think that Charlotte and even possibly Alexa too could be the deterrent, and that'll help Tiffany retain the championship. So I'm going to go with Tiffany Stratton to retain the Women's United States Championship. Moving on. Cody Rhodes, Gunther, and Sami Zayn. I don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of moving parts in here because we got to consider Jey Uso and Sami Zayn, or Jey Uso and Obafemi, both in the mix in some kind of way. And also, card placement is going to fall into place. Is the championship going to be defended before the finals? Are they going to say the finals for the main event? Are they going to do the championship match at the main event? The way they're booking the shows right now, you kind of really can't tell. But SummerSlam's coming up. I think they're going to want to keep it on Cody. I'm going to say Cody's going to go into SummerSlam champion. And I don't know if we kind of melt off and do Gunther versus Sami Zayn at another time. I just don't see Cody not being champion going into SummerSlam. I just don't. And I don't know how we get there, but I just think Cody's going to weasel his way into another win. And we're going to see where we go from there, because that's all I got. Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker in a steel cage match. Man, this has been such a weird feud with all the injuries and the back and forth, and this has gone on way too long. So first and foremost, I'm going to say I just hope the match is fun, but I really don't care. Braun Breaker wins for reasons, because this whole thing is lost. I mean, I love Seth Rollins. And I love Breaker. I love both guys. This thing is so lost. This feels so lost to me. I mean, Breaker. I'm gonna say Breaker, because I'll leave breaking this thing down to Kevin and Voice on Tuesdays, because it's been dragged out for so long. So long. It's insane. Trick Williams going up against Ricky Saints. Once again, happy for Ricky Saints. I talked about it a little bit earlier. Think this is a great opportunity for him. I got no reason to think he's going to win this match. I think this match is a placeholder to get to Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes at SummerSlam. Trick Williams is going to retain. He's going to beat him. That's it. That's all. Io Sky and Liv Morgan. Oh, this is tough. Especially with it being contingent on, we still don't know the injury status of Rhea Ripley. This one's so hard. Oh man, because they're riding the story with Liv Morgan winning everything. I'm gonna, man. I am going to go with what I think is going to happen, which is going to go against my gut. And this whole match has got me messed up, because I did not think we were going to get here. My gut is telling me they're going to absolutely go hard with Liv Morgan, and we're going to lean into Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley going into SummerSlam. But man, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley at a SummerSlam match for the Women's Championship, and the quality of match we know these two can put on, and it's just another wrinkle in their story. Can Rhea finally defeat Io, or will Io just continue to be the kryptonite to Rhea Ripley? There's a story there too. So much history between both women, whether it be Io Sky and Rhea Ripley or Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. So much history. But I'm gonna officially go with Io Sky. I'm gonna reluctantly go with Io Sky here. I just think you really can't go wrong with either. But man, if Liv Morgan is going up against Rhea Ripley to unify the titles, if that's what the plan is, that means there's a championship slot that's just gone. Like, Liv Morgan's not defending her title against anybody on Raw. And I just don't know if they're really going to do that right now. I mean, they could, but, I don't know. I mean, we could continue the discussion on unifying the championships, especially after Night of Champions if she wins. Then that conversation intensifies. So we'll keep that going and see what happens past that. But I'm going to go Io Sky. Another one that could go many different places, Jey Uso and Obafemi. The case is building for Jey Uso, I won't lie. It's really building. but I'd be going up against every single thing that I've said on this platform, that I've said on other platforms, that we go with Obafemi. And for that reason, I'm going to say Obafemi is going to defeat Jey Uso, accept the crown, and then get attacked by Brock Lesnar, leading into 2 nights of Oba, leading into 2 dominant nights of Oba, where Oba defeats and retires Brock Lesnar on night 1 and defeats Roman Reigns on night 2 for the World Heavyweight Championship. We put the flag in the ground. There's no more questions. He's the guy. That's what we're doing. I'd be going. I've been saying it for weeks. Chris Van Vliet read a question on his podcast that I asked, stating that very thought, and we all agreed. Myself, him on his pod, the people here on this platform, that it's a lane. It's a lane they can go with for a big swing. And we got to swing big, especially on 2 night SummerSlam. I think we could do it. And I think it can make the weekend electric. So, hey, we're going to see. We're going to see. But those are my predictions there. I really enjoyed doing this. It's been a while since I've got a chance to do a solo, and every now and again it's good to stay sharp and do those things. And I got a chance to do it. So for that reason, I'm going to slide out of here. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Father's Day with my family. I'm excited to be with my kids, to be with my wife, and just enjoy the rest of this Sunday before, another busy week of the shoot job and just life, man. Another week of wrestling, and we got to talk about it and more shows here at In Your House. Once again, programming note: this Friday we were supposed to have Jasmine on this past Friday, but now we're gonna have her on this Friday. We're gonna talk to Jasmine St. Clair. She's moving around doing some great stuff. She's working with NWA. She's working with Juggalo Championship Wrestling, and she's really out and about again. She's also doing stuff on her own podcast called Crazy Train. She's gonna be here on In Your House to talk some wrestling with me. It's gonna be great. And then another programming note. Last year, we had discussed, myself and the team, we had discussed the possibility of covering a little bit more UFC. And one of the reasons why is because, Paramount Plus, they've made it so accessible to see their events. I enjoy MMA. I don't get a chance to watch it like that. I really enjoy wrestling because of the story, but also I'm an enjoyer of combat sports. So I've put thoughts into it and really have wanted to commit to doing something like that. And for that reason, July 11th, we're going to be doing the first ever UFC In Your House live stream. I'm going to be live streaming UFC 329, where Conor McGregor is going to be going up against Max Holloway. I'm trying to get back into UFC and get familiar with everybody and everything. I haven't really watched it for a while, so up front, open and honest, I'm just digging back into it. But I'm excited to do it, and I'm excited to, dig a little bit deeper into more combat sports, into, more than just pro wrestling. Love pro wrestling, but I love the fact that we're trying different things. There's some more things coming. So yeah, that's just one thing. Jasmine St. Clair coming up this coming Friday, July 11th, the first ever UFC live stream here at In Your House. Come and join us if you are an enjoyer of UFC. And we're going to see how it goes and see who joins and see who has input and whatnot. It's going to be a great time. I hope you guys join us for these great things that we're doing here at In Your House. Also, we charted again. We're back on the American charts for Apple Podcasts. Thank you to everybody who downloads us on the podcast version. I've been putting a lot of focus on trying to get the podcast version out there for you guys to enjoy and take in. And because of that, we charted twice this past weekend. We started out in the 200s of the top 250 of wrestling podcasts on Apple Podcasts in the United States. Then we left the charts, and then once again we entered the charts and charted at 108. We were as high as 108. So we were almost in the top 100 for wrestling podcasts, man. It motivates us to keep going, man. We're looking for some strong voices. We're looking for some great female voices to help push that and push the love of women's wrestling. We're doing a lot of different things. We got a website that we're building up. We'll get the handle to you guys here soon. We want to make it accessible for you guys, so we're trying to get everything hammered down and keyed down before we really start pushing that website. But it's coming. We got a lot of good things coming. We're trying to build into 2026 because we know what we can do. We know what this team can do when we're at full effect. And we have great creators here that come. We're trying to get more into the video game streaming, the streaming live content, but keep the podcast going too. We're moving into different things. I've been busy this summer, y'all. I'm trying to grind. Because I'm trying to upgrade equipment. And this is full transparency. You can consider this a state of the household. You know, I've been grinding, taking extra hours and whatnot, because I really want to take this to the next level. We got a good sniff of what this can do, what this can be, and what In Your House has the capability of being back at the expo. You know, but now we're just going to keep pushing, keep going, keep growing. And sometimes that means you got to get that bag up. And sometimes that means grinding in silence. I hate to be that kind of guy that's like, oh, I'm moving in silence. But I'm that guy. I'm moving in silence. I'm trying to build up a bag, upgrade studio, get a new computer. I want to do some awesome stuff that keeps this growing. So hopefully you guys stay. Hopefully you guys tell your friends about what we're doing. And you guys join us because we have a lot of fun here with a lot of different creators talking wrestling and now pushing beyond that. So, of course, here for the whole team here at In Your House, it's all part of the work. And that's HOWSE, and the W stands for work. So for the whole team here at In Your House, I'm All the Con Man House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day. Happy Father's Day to all the great fathers out there doing exactly what you're supposed to do, grinding for your kids. Here we go. Peace. Hey guys, it's the executive producer of In Your House with O'Con. Hey O'Con, in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Bumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smooth.